What's up, everybody? This is Sean.
This is Alan.
And this is Inside the Square, the wrestling podcast coming at you almost every other week from sunny St. Mary's, California, Maryland. What's good, Big Daddy?
NXT Battleground.
It's coming on tonight. When is the kickoff?
I think like 7:30.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty good pay-per-view. The Night of Champions last night was amazing.
It was
really
awesome.
Strong card. We had a lot to talk about. We went to the Sunday Showdown last weekend in Hampton, Virginia, Alan and I. We had some floor-side seats, amazing matches. Which one was your favorite, Alan? We saw a lot of matches that night.
I think Matt Riddle versus Solo Sikoa.
Yes. I think Matt Riddle, I mean, he's talented, man. Don't get me wrong. And people love him. But I also noticed that Solo, his pop was tremendous.
It was awesome.
And this is backwoods-ass Hampton, Virginia.
Everybody liked him.
Everybody loved that dude. His pop was huge.
No interference.
No interference. He beat him clean.
Real clean.
Really good house show.
Yeah.
Bianca Belair and Asuka, they wrestled. Their match was really good. It was Bianca Belair, Asuka, and Bayley.
It was really good.
Really good match. Obviously, Bianca Belair won. She just lost her championship on Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia. But that, going back to the original posit about the Hampton show, it was really good.
It was really good.
And it's interesting to see who gets the pop from the crowd and who doesn't. Everyone they had on that show, that card was incredible. AJ Styles, he wrestled
Imperium.
Well, actually, it was the OC against Imperium. I shouldn't say that. Gunther, talented dude, man.
He was really good with those chops.
He and Imperium got a pop from hell.
In Hampton, Virginia.
In Hampton, Virginia. I was like, what in the world?
I think Gunther is one of the best Intercontinental champions in modern era.
I think he's probably one of the better wrestlers they've had in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Because, like Chad Gables, like some of these other wrestlers, Brock Lesnar, Kurt Angle, they're real wrestlers.
Real wrestlers.
Real wrestlers. Brock was NCAA heavyweight champion a few times. Bobby Lashley was NAIA heavyweight champion, all Army wrestling. You can see the guys who really train in the discipline their entire lives, and it shows in the way they carry themselves in and out of the ring. Gunther, he held his, he's a heel, but he held his ring persona everywhere he went. It was really incredible and remarkable. What do you think about that match?
It was really good.
It was excellent, man. It was excellent. Cody Rhodes,
versus Finn Balor.
I wonder what they're gonna do with that dude, man.
I don't know, because
he beat Finn Balor pretty well, pretty clean
with no interference.
At night. Sunday
Stunner.
Sunday Stunner. I always get confused about that name, but he beat him pretty clean at the Sunday Stunner. Supposedly he had an arm injury going into Night of Champions, which is real kayfabe-ish. He lost to Brock. He gave Brock a pretty good match though at Night of Champions. What do you think about that match?
It was really good.
I thought it was very entertaining too.
Brock was going to go for broke no matter what it takes.
Yeah, Brock is a really good performer. He sells really well.
He put over Cody Rhodes a little bit.
Yeah, Cody hit him with the crossroads, and I was like, oh, snap. He hit him with crossroads more than once, too.
3 times.
3 times, then put him under.
Yeah.
And Cody, if you... Go ahead.
Brock Lesnar beat Cody Rhodes clean.
Yeah. And if you have noticed, it's the size disparity between Brock and Cody. Brock is almost 300-pound man.
Yeah.
Cody is about 220.
Yeah.
Soaking wet. He's not very big. When I saw him on the Sunday Stunner, I was like, this dude's not very big.
No.
I mean, he looks bulky on TV, but the dude is very lean.
Yeah.
And he's not very tall.
No, he ain't.
But he looks really... He's a really good-looking athlete.
Yeah.
And he really showed out. Alan, he's a fanboy of Cody, so, he got the American Nightmare T-shirt, and he got the signed picture from Cody, which I thought was pretty cool. So he has a growing picture collection with signed signature collection. So I'm pretty happy with it.
Like, I hope Cody goes for a beeline against Roman Reigns.
I don't know, man. Going back to we're hopping back to Night of Champions. Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. I'm sorry, he and Solo Sikoa. They had a great match with freaking Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. I was stunned at how good that match was. I didn't have a lot of confidence going in that it was going to be a good match, but it was the main event. It was a 3-part main event. They said,
yeah,
and that was the main event, the undercard.
Yeah,
it was wild, man.
It was really good.
Sami Zayn showed his ass.
He did.
That dude is incredible, and I see why they took him over to Saudi Arabia. For those who don't know, Sami Zayn, he's Canadian, but his people are from Syria.
Yeah.
And he does speak some languages. He did his own introduction, he and Kevin Owens. Well, he did the introduction for he and Kevin Owens. And it was incredible because he spoke in Arabic. And the pop was just incredible.
Incredible.
But the dude he is an all-world wrestler. I don't understand how he's never been pushed for a belt, like a heavyweight championship belt in the main roster.
That makes no sense.
The dude, man, he showed out.
He did.
He out-wrestled everybody.
And the Usos interfered a little bit.
That was a big twist. I didn't see it coming all the way through, but they interfered. They jumped on KO and Sammy, beat him up a little bit. But when they got him in the ring, they tried to super kick. Sammy got out of the way.
Accidental contact
with their little brother. They blasted Solo with a super kick, and then Roman came in and he started pushing people and telling them to get out of his ring and stuff like that.
And they finally turned on him. Thank you.
And Jay finally got him. Stuck his ass.
It's just like, Roman Reigns, you deserve that super kick.
Alan, you such a hater.
He deserved it.
It's been playing up for a while, but he got stuck. Jay took him out, and then he got up, and you could see he was looking confused, and Jay got him again while he was on his knees with another super kick. Blasted him.
And they made the biggest mistake.
I don't know if it was a big mistake. I think it was a really good turn. So now they can be kind of free of the Bloodline storyline. They can, have their own independent stories.
Yeah.
I think them against the Street Profits in like a series of matches would be awesome.
Really good.
Because it's just 2 against 2. It's no Solo. It's no this and no that. It's just really interesting.
And no Paul Heyman.
Again, Solo did the majority of the wrestling for the Bloodline.
Yeah, he did.
And that's why I'm starting to notice they're going somewhere with this dude, man.
They are.
They're really going somewhere.
I think Solo's going to win both those belts.
I don't know about that, but I think he's not Umaga. He's very similar to Umaga, their styles.
Yeah.
I mean, that's his cousin because they're always going to be similar.
Yeah.
But that dude is really good.
Really good.
Really good wrestler.
Singles belt. It has to happen.
My God, he's good.
It has to happen.
And just the way his speed on his feet, and that's why I say he reminds me of Umaga and Ricky. I shouldn't say all of the Samoan wrestlers are the same, but he is like a prototypical Samoan wrestler.
The Enforcer.
That dude is incredibly fast on his feet.
Real fast. He's more fast than Roman Reigns.
I don't know about that. Roman Reigns is a truck, man.
Bruh. 1,000 days as Universal Champion. Yeah, that is crazy.
He crossed that threshold.
I hope he loses it.
I don't know, man.
Because I'm so tired of him.
Whenever he does lose it, it's going to be like an event.
It's going to be at SummerSlam.
Going back to Night of Champions, another shocker. Bianca Belair, she dropped the belt to Asuka.
Which made a lot of sense.
I've been hearing rumors and stories, courtesy of WrestleZone.com, that later on this year, Bianca and the Street Profits are going to turn heel.
They are going to turn heel on anybody.
It's hard to fathom it because she's so over as a
babyface,
as a face, and so are the Street Profits. But it's going to be interesting to see how they progress and make that heel turn.
I want to see that. It'll be so good.
It's gonna be hard, man, because seeing her in person in Hampton and seeing because she did. let me backtrack. In Hampton at the Sunday Stunner, she signed autographs and did this and that for 10 minutes before the match
For free.
Won the match and did 15 minutes around the entire Coliseum, signing stuff, taking pictures with people
For free.
And the people that are her fans are not like necessarily. I'm a fan. Don't get me wrong. I love her, but the little kids, man, that's what stuns me about her fan base.
Yeah.
There are a lot of little girls who really love her. So if they flip the switch and say she's not a face anymore, she's a heel,
That's gonna be different.
that's gonna be different, man. I don't know how the fan base is gonna take that because
What about with the Street Profits?
them dudes are wild, man.
They're so good together.
You know, and then what if they say, okay, Montez Ford singles push, D'Angelo Dawkins,
That would happen.
you sideline, you're gonna be a jobber until he comes back. I don't know how that will work.
I'm gonna see Montez Ford win the United States Championship.
I could see that. He'd be a good United States champion too.
He would have it for a long time.
Because he's such a good talker. I think he and Austin Theory could have some good matches together too.
Yeah. Like, shout out to Austin Theory. Like, he did really good with Sheamus.
Yeah, Sunday Stunner. That was a really good match. We missed part of it because somebody wanted to go get some
Popcorn.
Some popcorn.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
That was me.
Somebody wanted to go get some popcorn, and then we missed part of the match. I don't call his name.
Nope.
Alan Marshall Graham. And we missed part of the match, and we came back. We watched the second part of it, and it was pretty decent. Hard hitting.
Very hard hitting.
Austin Theory's a really good wrestler.
Yeah.
He
kind of has the mic skills.
I wouldn't go that far, man. I'm not all in like you are with him.
Like, he's almost like a young John Cena or Randy Orton.
I think you give him too much credit. I don't think he's that far along in his progression to be.
Like, he beat a lot of legends this year.
Like I said, I'm not a fan.
But he wrestles every single day.
He does. That is something too that I think a lot of people don't take into account.
The credit.
Yeah, if you give somebody a chance to wrestle and they go out and do it every time you give them a chance and they kill it, you got to kind of respect them.
Like, how long Austin Theory's been United States champion?
Shit, he's about to hit 300 some days.
Bruh, that's a really awesome run.
That's a crazy run. Our theory about runs, if you're a champion longer than 4 to 6 months, that's a huge run.
Yeah, he deserves that run, does he?
Yeah, like Gunther's, he's been champ almost a year.
Almost a year.
Almost a year.
Like June, like last June, he beat Ricochet.
Yeah, and they don't like to change the belts like that anymore. They like to keep the champ for a long time.
Yeah.
Like it used to be.
Yeah.
In some of the territories, they can win the championship and then go lose it the next night. But in the way it used to be.
How did you like the Trish Stratus and Becky Lynch match?
At Night of Champions, it was a lot more. It was more chippy. It was a lot more physical.
And more quick.
That was a pretty decent match. The length of the match was pretty decent.
It was really good.
And, to think Trish Stratus, she's what? 40-some years old now.
Yeah.
And she went into the deep end with Becky Lynch. It was a really interesting match. I did not expect it to be so chippy, so hard hitting.
Very physical. Very
physical match between two ladies. And I was like, this is pretty interesting.
And Zoe Stark interfered.
Yeah, Zoe Stark. She was the X factor at the end. She hit her with her move. It's like a knee lift, like a spin into a knee lift.
And it busted Becky Lynch open.
Yeah, it busted her nose. But Becky's not afraid of blood.
Like, what's that part is planned or not part is planned?
Probably not, but, things go off script because, it's people doing it. People make mistakes. I don't think it was a mistake. I just think it was a bad bump.
Yeah.
And she had a busted nose. Not a big deal. Becky is dealt with. She's tough. Let me preface it by saying this.
She's very tough.
She's very tough. She's had some crazy matches.
Like Nia Jax busted her nose open.
She had a crazy match with Mercedes Moné. Or Sasha Banks back then.
Sasha Banks, yeah.
She's had some crazy matches with her.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, that's a tough lady, man. She's a tough wrestler.
Very tough. Real tough.
Real tough wrestler. I think the bloody nose is just, bloody nose.
Yeah.
But, and they tried not to show it, I noticed, after they figured out her nose was bleeding.
Yeah.
They kept the camera off of her, but it was really interesting. The match was really good, hard hitting.
Like, I think Trish Stratus is trying to help, like, young talent, like, with the big leagues.
Well, I don't know. I mean, Trish Stratus is in the Hall of Fame. She's not a full... She's full-time now.
Yeah. But which is weird.
Yeah, I wonder if she's on a Legends contract.
I think she is.
She can't be because she wrestles every week.
She has to be on a Legends contract because it makes sense.
I don't know the semantics of it.
I don't know either.
But it's interesting that she's wrestling every week now, and she's like a heel.
Like her and Zoe Stark together. I don't know. Does it go together like peanut butter and jelly? I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's interesting. I think Lita is going to be Becky Lynch's partner.
Yeah, which actually makes sense.
Which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Lita is really over. People still love her.
Like, is it going to be like a trilogy with Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus?
I think it may be.
Maybe like 3 matches or 4.
Yeah, whoever, one of them will win one, the other group will win the second one, and then who they want to win the whole thing will win the third one.
Yeah, which makes more sense.
The rubber match.
Yeah.
And speaking of blood, Steve Maclin, what the hell, man?
Steve Maclin's been on a run lately.
Impact World Champion. The dude has been killing it. I got to admit, I was a little wrong about him. He is killing it right now. He's what the people want to see. And I think Impact did the right thing by pulling the trigger and making him the champ.
Yeah, I thought they were going to do Kushida or something.
I did not think they were going to do Kushida.
Yeah.
I told you, I said, the dude is not good. Not that Kushida's not good behind the mic, but he's not a native English speaker.
No.
And a lot of the Impact fans are not familiar with him.
No.
He's an NXT guy. He's a New Japan Pro guy. But that don't translate to Impact.
No, I don't.
Impact, you gotta remember, they're looking at Middle America.
Yeah.
Down south, Middle America, Tennessee, Ohio, those little weird places. Not say weird. That sounded bad. That sounded elitist.
A little bit wrong.
Yeah, a little bit wrong. But they're looking at Middle America. Middle America, they don't have a lot of people like Kushida.
Nah.
They got a lot of the Steve Maclins.
Like Steve Maclin's been killing it. Like, I'll give him credit. Like, he put on a really good match in Underseas.
Dude, the blood and stuff. I don't know. To some wrestling demographics, they love that stuff.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of it anymore.
I'm a fan of it still.
I'm not a fan of it. Like I said, but the dude has been killing it. I think they made the right decision by making him Impact World Champion. Like
when Josh Alexander comes back, like I think he's going to get that title back. Maybe, but I think he's going to put over Steve Maclin when he comes back. I don't know if he's coming back, man. I think he's going to come back. I don't know. I really don't know anymore. I know Alan and I talk wrestling every day. I think that dude might go to AEW. Maybe go against MJF. That's interesting. I mean, that sounds like an interesting match. Who would win that match? It'd probably be MJF because he's champ and they like him and he's, really good mic skills. You got to put people in those roles, championship belts, and you got to put young talent over. You got to develop young talent. You don't necessarily let young talent go to the top of the food chain. Nope. And I think Maclin is a prime example of that. The dude has been a wrestler for a long time. Real long time. And he started, his pro career after he got out of the Marine Corps. The dude is awesome. NXT, WWE. He's kind of built his brand of who he is. Yeah, and Impact is way better for him. I think so too. Yeah, I really do. I think he's a big fish in a smaller pond, so to speak. Because he has really good mic skills, really good wrestling skills, and he has to
he has the resume to back it up. He's not a dude that they just put in a place and say, you're going to be champion. He worked his way up, and he became champion. And
how long is he going to have it for?
I think he's going to have it for the rest of this year.
Yeah.
I might be wrong, but I think I'd be really surprised if he loses it before the end of this year.
That would be a pretty good, solid run for him.
That'd be one hell of a run for him.
Yeah.
From a guy who's never won a heavyweight championship to a heavyweight champion. Because you remember, even in NXT and WWE, he never won a belt.
Never.
But his, before his Forgotten Sons gimmick fizzled out, that group was very popular.
It was really good.
I had some issues with them, but they were really popular around a certain demographic.
Yeah.
And that certain demographic is what propels Impact to their success, I think. Make a long story short, that dude is killing it right now. He's putting asses in seats, selling, getting people to do pay-per-view buys.
And merch.
And selling merch. So shout out to Impact for making the right call. Shout out to Steve Maclin for being that kind of guy for that brand. I think he's the right dude. I think they need to ride with him for a while.
For a long time.
I do. I think they need to keep him champ for a while.
Yeah.
Just me talking. I could be wrong. What do you think about CM Punk coming back to AEW?
I don't know. It could be foreshadowing. I don't know.
I don't think he's... I don't know, man. I like CM Punk to a certain degree, but at the same time, I do see how he could be divisive.
Yeah, with Tony Khan.
With any of them. I mean, you being crazy with your boss, the dude that actually pays you.
Yeah.
That's wild as hell to me.
It is.
I'm a guy, a little bit about me. I was in the Navy for 21 years. I've been a federal employee since I retired for like the last 9 years. So it's kind of weird seeing someone openly like go crazy with their boss and their coworkers and still be like, we still paying you, player. And the dude's like, okay, I know you're still paying me. I'm still say crazy stuff. That is insane to me.
Really insane.
But, I digress. I digress. I really hope that they can figure it out because I think he could be an asset to that company.
Yeah. Like, who I want to see a feud with CM Punk?
Who?
Samoa Joe.
That's interesting. That's really interesting.
It would be a pretty good feud. It would.
I think it would be, too. I think it would be a great feud, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure about, like I said, how they could get him over.
Yeah.
And, and there's a lot of people right now, they just want to see Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay go at it in this big pay-per-view they got coming up in England.
I think Kenny Omega's going to win.
I think Kenny Omega's going to win, too. I think sooner or later they're going to have to put one of those big belts on him again.
Yeah. Like maybe against MJF.
I like Kenny Omega. I think he's probably the best wrestler out right now.
And the best champion.
Yeah, he was the best champion they ever had. He and Moxley.
And Hangman Page.
Yeah, Hangman Page was awesome, too.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to have to figure something out with Kenny Omega because...
His contract's about to expire.
Yeah, if they don't, he's going to be in WWE just like Cody.
Yeah.
Getting those mega bucks, putting asses in seats. And they probably won't even change his name.
Nope.
Because he has name recognition and people love him. They do.
They do.
They do. They
100%.
love that dude. They love that dude. He's one of the most popular wrestlers in the world. And he can go anywhere and be popular.
And Christian Cage has been killing it lately.
Yeah, he has. He really has.
He's with Luchasaurus still.
Which is a little weird.
I like Luchasaurus with Christian Cage. It makes sense.
I see your point. You got anything else, big buddy?
Roman Reigns going to lose his title soon.
Remains to be seen. All right, that's it for me, man. I'll see you around the way.
Bye.